Hey kids, it's Pastor Travis, and I just wanted to wrap up our honor series by giving you guys one more little review on what we talked about. So during the series, we talked about several different things. We talked about honoring our brothers and sisters, our actual siblings, and then brothers and sisters in the Lord, which are other people, they're the believers, other people that we love, people that we know. We talked about honoring our mom and our dad. We talked about pride and how pride gets in the way of honoring. And then this past Sunday, we wrapped everything up, and I talked about honoring the unhonorable. And I felt like one of the biggest things that God had given me in that teaching was talking about kind of what that means. Now, we talked about how sometimes if parents are mean to us, or maybe parents aren't following God, and it makes it a little bit more difficult to be able to honor them, or at least that we kind of feel like it's too difficult, or we use it as an excuse to not honor them, to not respect them. And I also talked about government leaders and people in charge, police officers, anybody else out there that kind of has a position of authority over us, and how we need to honor them, even if they're not being honorable or respectful. And the scripture that I felt really kind of captured what God wanted me to say about that is from Matthew 5 verse 39, and it says, "However I say to you," and this is Jesus talking, "However I say to you, don't repay an evil act with another evil act, but whoever insults you by slapping on the right cheek, turn the other one to him as well." Now, there's been so many people that have kind of looked at that in the wrong way and thought, oh, I guess as a Christian, I'm just supposed to be a doormat and people can just walk all over me, and maybe, if somebody hits me, I just let them hit me again and say, hey, thank you, now I have two broken cheeks. That's not what Jesus is saying. See, back in those times, slapping somebody is pretty insulting as it is, but slapping somebody back in the time that Jesus is talking about, that was the most amazingly horrible, terrible insult possible. If you can imagine, that's like saying all the yo mama jokes, all the racist jokes, all the terrible things, not even jokes though, saying it in a meanful, hurtful, hateful way to somebody by slapping them. That was the biggest insult, is to go up to somebody and to slap them. On the flip side, a holy kiss, the Bible talks about, presenting someone with love. And so it's interesting to look at the kiss we've associated with love, and a slap we've associated with pain. And Jesus does that and expresses to us here that a slap, which is an insulting thing, if somebody does that to you, somebody slaps you, you don't sit there and get mad at them and slap them back, meaning that you don't return insult for insult. If somebody is dishonoring to you, disrespectful to you, you don't turn around and do the exact same thing to them. No, instead, we show love, we show honor. So if somebody's disrespectful to you, whether it be a coworker, a parent, a child, a boss, President of the United States, governor, anybody, police officer, if somebody is rude to you, if somebody's dishonoring to you, they are not making you be dishonoring. They cannot make you be dishonoring. All they can do is pour onto you what's in their heart, whether it's wrong or right, but they pour onto you. Your job is to be honoring and respectful of them. So Jesus says here, turn the other cheek. He means don't be like that. If somebody is rude and disrespectful and unhonorable, don't return it. They slap you on the cheek, you turn the other cheek. Not so they can slap that one, but that you turn the other cheek saying, you know what? I'm not going to be like that. Because if you refuse to fall into that dishonoring spirit, that dishonoring action and everything, if you refuse to fall into that, you're going to actually diffuse the situation, and you're going to bring honor to that person. You're going to help to honor them. The Bible talks about honoring our mother and father and being able to have a long life. When our parents maybe are doing something that doesn't seem honorable, or that seems harsh or rude, we honor them, and God honors us in that. It's the same thing with anybody who's being like that. I did a demonstration where I had one of my volunteers pretend to come in and act like as if I was upset with them. And I was saying all these mean things to them, and talking about being dishonoring. I was talking about how they were dishonoring me, and they were just rude, and he was yelling back at me, and it just created this terrible situation. And I said, this is how it should be handled. So he came up, and he had like a table that pretended to be his honor, and he was holding up his honor. And as I took these balls and I threw them at him, and I was explaining, or I was saying, oh, you're terrible. Oh, why are you going to be like this? Why are you going to be coming late? You're just a jerk, and sometimes I don't even like you. And he let him bounce off, and he responded to me in a much better way. And he said, hey, Pastor Travis, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you feel like that. I apologize. Whatever I can do to help things out. Now, by doing that, it helped, even though we were pretending, it helped me to kind of calm down a little bit. And you could feel in the room, people kind of understand that we were calming down, and that diffused the situation. Now, I'm not saying if somebody's dishonoring of you that you immediately just kind of, it's not, oh, okay, well, I'll just counter. No, it's, you know what? No matter what they're saying, that does not change how you respond, because you are in charge of you. All of us have that. God has given us a spirit of self-control. It's one of the fruits of the Spirit. So we can all do that. We can all control that. All right. That's all I have for you kids. I love you guys. I will see you guys on Sunday. I have some great, awesome announcements coming up. So please, please, please come on Sunday. Tell your parents that you got to get out here, because I've got a great announcement coming up. We have something coming up next month that's going to be amazing. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.